fostering is something that Adrian and I thought about for a long, long time. And then our last wee boy, fell pregnant with him. So it was sort of put on the back burner. And then it was just one night, many years later, the Barnardo's ad was in the paper. And we just thought, yeah, why not? So we went along then to the information evening. And that's how it started. 2 years later, there we were getting somebody's child coming to our house.
It was a thing, why did we foster? We really didn't have a lot of discussion or argument or anything. Both just, yeah, we want to do it. It was a combined decision that this was for us, and it was the right time, given the profile of our birth family, our 3 children. It was the right time for it. And we did actually, I think we did actually respond previously, but as you said, our 3rd child was coming along. It was a long time in the family, but just something for a long time.
Yeah, it's not something that we sort of have sat down and just said, oh, this is something we'd really, really like to do. It just sort of materialised. It just happened. Yes, we had sort of talked about it, but then just seen the advert and just thought, yeah, this is the right time now. We're going to go for it.
The support from Barnardo's from day one, the information evening was very good. But after that, and starting the journey, Skills to Foster, I think we committed to over 6 weeks, and then the whole evidence gathering from Barnardo's and the whole questioning and just talking with us was at times challenging for us to answer. I was adopted. I was very open about being adopted as a child, and that was something I'd never really talked about. And then even with my own children, I don't think I'd really had those discussions. So it was, and how we had done as parents, there was a lot of, in the Skills to Foster, there was things we were sitting listening to going, we were bad parents. We were terrible. But no, it was very challenging, but very, very supportive. And we were very lucky to get, at those early days, meeting the team, many of them who are still there. And they've been with us through this journey from start to where we are today. It's certainly not over yet.
What I liked about the Barnardo's team was that I knew that if my link worker was off when I lifted that phone, whoever I spoke to in that phone, they knew us, they knew the kids I had, they knew my family, and they were there to support us 24/7. And the training that we got was excellent. They have trained us up that we've been able to deal with a lot of these issues that we've been presented with. But it was the support from them that has got us probably here to this stage.
And performing better with our own children and our grandchildren. We've taken on board the skills to foster and our training and development we've completed. And I think we are better parents and we are better grandparents, not only with our foster children. So it isn't just for their sake. We do things right. We do it for the entire family and the wider family now. Fair to say, the first time we met him, he was so well-mannered and so polite, but we brought along the Children's House our youngest son, who is about 18 months younger than Nathan, and the two of them just bonded. So it was fantastic to see that. And we really knew that this wee boy could be part of our family. At a very early stage, very positive vibes from him. And then when he came as a holiday family, we really didn't want to give him back. Come Sunday, it was Sunday nights. It wasn't like taking him up at Sunday lunchtime. We were keeping him as long as we could get away with, and he was just part of the family, and there was no hesitation thinking about long term. We actually were very annoyed we couldn't get him. If you remember, over summer. There was a commitment, and we couldn't get him for the full summer.
Yeah, we had done a couple of emergency placements previous to that from when we were approved. I think when he came into the house, then we knew that he would fit in.
And I think give credit with Barnardo's. I think prior to meeting our foster son, we our link worker had sort of put a bit of thought into it and thought that this might be a positive relationship, could build up from that, and it could lead on to a long term. So there's probably been a lot of thought put in by Barnardo's into actually introducing us to him. And probably quite a lot of discussions took place at Children's House and with the link worker. Was he going to be right for ourselves to move into our home? It's probably fair to say that Heller was the main carer in his early years. Possibly when the tougher times came in and you were dealing with a 15, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, I probably took a lot more of the hands-on with him. And that was because there was drugs, there was alcohol, there was really challenging behaviour, there was running away from home, going missing, there was the PSNI having to be called out. There was, we were probably on the hot call to Barnardo so many times to say, oh, he's went missing again, he's disappeared to Portrush, he's disappeared. So really challenging behaviour. And we stuck with him. We had so many discussions, and there was a lot of help, very much a lot of help given by the entire support team, Barnardo's particularly, and the link worker was fantastic. She was there when and if we needed her, and she told him off quite a bit. We stood by him, and there were still good days, but there were some difficult days, and in among that, there were some very good days where he decided he wanted to be a chef. Out of the blue, and he's still there working away. So in among this chaos that was existing in his wee life, he made some very positive decisions as well.
And the good thing was we weren't on our own. It wasn't just Adrian and I. Like Barnardo's was on the phone. We phoned them. They'd have been straight down. Any issues, they were straight down first thing in the morning, chatted to us, and we probably thought, oh, this is it, placement's breaking down. But by the time the social worker would have left or the link worker would have left, everybody was smiling again and everything was on a good footing again. So, yeah, it's, as I say, 24/7, the support from Barnardo's has just been fantastic.
And through them, other agencies, it has to be said, a lot of... He went to counselling, and he was involved with youth justice. And all there were a lot of positives as well. Where we don't want to paint a very bleak picture of his life in those years, but it was challenging, shall we say. Our adopted son, who was previously fostered, placement through Barnardo's, he came to live with us. I think Heller said it was for a month. And the day that we were sitting in a meeting and the word adoption was mentioned by a social worker, was within 5 seconds, we were both talking about, but we want to be the adopted parents. There was no discussion. We hadn't previously even discussed it, I think. We were actually a bit surprised, taken aback, that adoption had been put on the table, and that was probably 9 months after he was there.
Yeah, I think, right? Yeah.
It took a long time to get the adoption through, but
and I think you kept saying he'll not go up for adoption. He'll not go up for adoption. And I said, well, when he goes up for adoption, we'll have to apply.
Yeah, no, there was no discussion. It just seemed
it wasn't a case
the obvious thing that we had to do it.
No,
and we were worried about all the pitfalls of our age and our issues concerning his background and our background.
It's, we went down the foster route. We never thought for 1 minute about adoption, but when these wee children come into your heart or into your life, they steal a part of your heart. And with somebody being so young, you just think, no, they need stability, they need security. He was, 14, 15 months when he came to live with us. And we just thought, no, he's here to stay. I think I probably would have been disowned by our parents and our older children if we hadn't went down the route of, going for the adoption.
As extended family, my mum and dad, Heller's mum and dad, and our children, they all treated him as part of our family from a very, very early stage. Even with Heller saying that he was only there for a month, I think we knew. It just seemed to it'd be a very good placement. Again, our Barnardo's Link person, I think there'll be a bit of thought being put into it, the age profile, how it would fit into the family. It's been a very positive experience for us all, not just Heather and I. Granny, Granda, everybody just worships him, to be honest. I think Alan, another child, has been a good fit for our family, you know, with the profile, you know, the sons, daughters, the ages. But for us, the adding that child to the family, you know, it's not about us. It's firstly, it's how I said about the security and the future that you're giving to them. And you know, we discussed that with before. Although I'm saying we were committed to it from an early stage, we very quickly said we better talk about this to our family, to our daughters, and by doing this, their inheritance is going down and down and down. And but seriously, you know, we had those very open, frank discussions, talking to mum and dad, talking to daughters, talking to. I was just so positive. I was just so, this was the right thing to do and the right time and the right fit for the family. And but above all, it was right for him. You know, he was the one who was getting the security. I think you mentioned Heather and
Yeah, I think
and a future.
I think our oldest wee boy, I think he had been moved so many times, and we seen the damage that was done to moving, and we thought, no, you know, we can't do this to the younger one. You know, this has been his first placement, and I didn't want him being moved from pillar to post, and you know, attachment issues then happen because they don't bond with people. But just thought, no, we want to protect him as much as possible. If I had to give somebody advice, or if I could go back in time, I would have started this journey sooner. We're only doing it 10 years. Just when you see the difference that you can make in these wee children's lives, I just wish that I had been younger to be able to do a lot more probably to help a lot more children.
Yeah, the journey we took, I would not change. I think the best advice I would say to somebody is just pick up the phone, ring Barnardo's. Because we do hear, you know, I mean, people will hear oh, you'll be phoned in the middle of the night and your door will knock and all. That's never happened to us. We've always had a very supportive relationship with Barnardo's, and we've always known what's happening when it happens. And for me, there may be challenges out there through the fostering system, but I think going with an organisation such as Barnardo's, I wouldn't change it one bit, and that would be my recommendation. Lift the phone, talk to Barnardo's, talk to someone, take advice, listen, you know, and see if it's right for you, and can you do a positive change in a young child's life.